Start.
Hello dearies, today I am going to tell about poetic form, and that is the sonnet. First of all, in the last video as we talk about the poetic form, different kind of the poetic form and all the lyrical poetry. So I am going to start this video from the one of the lyrical poetry, and that is sonnet. Sonnet is the poetic form, and it comes under the lyrical poetry. So let's see how it is and how we understand it, and how it's been written, and what is the style of sonnet, and why it's called sonnet. Let's see. So as we can see that the sonnet is a 14-line poem. That poem is composed in 14 lines. It has a specific manner that it should have the 14 lines, which should be after being called the sonnet. So one of its criteria. So there's been certain criteria for being called a sonnet about a poem. So this is. So let's see the criteria here. So first of all, it should have the 14 lines. A poem should have 14 lines. First of all, and the second thing is it should have the iambic pentameter. Like the poem should follow the iambic pentameter. And the third one is it has, or it should have with a specific rhyme scheme, such as if a line ends with a word, that is okay. So then the second line would end with a word that is similar. That would be the word that would be rhyming with the word tactics of the previous line. Getting this? So tactics and the practice. So the second line is ending from the word practice, and then the third line will end from the glittering, and then the fourth line will end with the word muttering or fluttering. So this kind of, so this is scheme called the AA and B, and if it will continue in this way, then it will be AA BB AA. This is the rhyming scheme. So it is one of the criteria we see. So it is a rhyme scheme. And another thing is thematic organization. What is a thematic organization? That a poem, what the poem is talking about, what the poem is showing off, like which picture, which scenario is going to be presented through that poem, a sonnet we are reading. So what that sonnet is presenting before us, that is the thing. Like the story behind the poem, that is called thematic organization. And that theme should be followed by the poem throughout the book. But it can be altered on the type of the sonnet. So this is the thing. So we can say originally it had the four criteria, the major criteria. One of them it is the poem should have the 14 lines, composed of 14 lines, and it should have the iambic pentameter. The poem should follow the iambic pentameter. It should have the specific rhyming scheme, or rhyming scheme. And the fourth one is the thematic organization is essential criteria. So these are the things that a poem explores about and being called a sonnet. Okay. So let's see how 14 lines. So let's talk about the iambic pentameter. So iambic pentameter is a device. It's a device meaning that way it should have that rhythm when we are reading, reciting. So when we are reading or reciting a poem, it has some rhythm. So how that rhythm is coming on, through which device, that is the meters we are using there. Okay? Meters being used there. So in sonnet, iambic pentameter is the most useful or the famous word. So each line in iambic pentameter, each line typically has 10 syllables with an alternating pattern of unstressed, notice here, unstressed and stressed syllable like da, dum, da, dum, da, dum, da, dum, da, dum. That is the rhythm of that 10 syllables. So now we can talk about what is syllable. That is a question. What is syllable? If we don't know about the syllable, it is pretty usual, pretty quite a simple thing. But we don't actually know how it's been related to that poem or the poetry. Okay? So the syllable is where a word or a part of word when there is a sound of a vowel. Like we can say cat, cat. So there's one syllable. Then mat, mat. There's one syllable because a vowel sound. That is A in between the C and T and the A between the M and T. That's a vowel. Now mattress, mattress, mattress. So there's two vowels and two vowel sounds, which concluding has two syllables. Okay? So these kind of the syllables we are going to read here, and fragments of syllables. So the stressed and unstressed. Unstressed syllable is followed by the stressed syllable. Okay, so the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme, sonnet follows specific structured rhyme schemes with different patterns, different ways. And single theme, why is being called single theme, or originally we can say thematic organization. The poem usually develops a single thought or a sentiment of a love, though other subjects are accepted. So sonnets are being called often written about the love, but also on the other subject we can also write a sonnet, and we can also see and we'll read about different subjects of sonnets, and we'll found the sonnets are being written on different subjects also, but there's been a difference. There's been specific thing, that is it has a theme that is followed throughout the poem. So the sonnet is being called two types. These are Petrarchan sonnet and the Shakespeare in sonnet. Yeah, I'm going to read it like patriarchal society. You know what is patriarchal society? So there's a thing. So let's not talk about that patriarchal society now in this video. Okay, so what is a patriarchal sonnet? It is an Italian sonnet, and it has a different way that it is divided into two parts: an octave. Octave means the eighth line stanza. Okay, and